but there's a luxury manor house somewhere up near, where is it? Shropshire, Telford in Shropshire. It's got stone walls, spacious bedrooms, a dining room with a large period ingle nook fireplace and a lounge area overlooking a lake. Now, previously it's been home to a lot of Afghan refugees. Apparently now it's full of Iraqis.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a disgraceful story, and this is the sort of hotel any of us would love to go to.
Yeah.
Or, you know, most people could never afford to go to a place like this, built in beautiful sort of a bath stone, the sort of thing you could imagine in a Cotswold village.
Yes.
And
16th century.
Yeah, and they've got one of these Iraqi guys living there says, "We love living here." Well, I'm sure you do. We would like more space, but I can't complain. That's like, oh, that's
Well, that's all right then.
I mean, ridiculous. And the Home Office says is doing everything possible to reduce our reliance on hotels for refugees. I'm terribly sorry. There should be no one in any of these hotels. Empty them all. Build refugee camps, temporary refugee camps. These are all young men of fighting age. If these sort of camps are good enough for our soldiers and our boys, they're good enough for these young men. And put them all in Scotland and all the places that love immigrants.
Yeah, exactly.
And see how long the attitudes last.
See how they last. Yeah, £150 plus a night to live in, to stay in this place if you were actually able to book a place. But I still get messages every single week from people who say, you know, there's a hotel in our neighbourhood that used to be open for parties, for weddings, for bar mitzvahs, whatever you wish. They're now closing down because they are only full of migrants. And it's happening more and more. So the fact that we're trying to supposedly cut back on hotels is a complete and utter nonsense.
And what people don't talk about enough, actually, it's not just the hotels. If people can't get a place to stay in a village or in a seaside town, all the other businesses get affected.
They're not going to go there.
So there's no footfall for the restaurant and so forth. Yeah. It's a disgrace.
I know, absolutely ridiculous. Front page of The Sun, slightly different this morning. They've got this incredible crash which involved Premier League footballer Michail Antonio, who plays for West Ham. His car has literally been destroyed. It's a Ferrari. And the whole front right end of it, including the part that leads up to his passenger seat, is completely just demolished, isn't it? It's really quite staggering that he walked out of it at all.
Yeah, I can't say I know who this chap is.
He's quite a well-known footballer.
They're quite elusive. They're quite elusive, and as to why this car crash happened, we don't know. It happened at night time and so forth.
I mean, I think the weather may have played a part because it was very wet and very, very stormy.
But, yeah, you know, and when you look at the pictures of the car, it's a miracle he just escaped with a broken leg.
I know. Absolutely remarkable stuff. We'll talk some more about some of the other stories. NHS stories today, by the way. We've got one here from this page 2 of The Sun. Heart attack patients in some parts of the country can be advised to make their own way to hospital after dialing 999. So if you can manage to, you know, crawl out of the house into the car, if you can manage to get the car started and you can manage to drive yourself to hospital, then that's probably the best thing you can do.
And it's the type of people they're giving this advice to. It's not someone who just sort of, you know, has got a sprained ankle or something. It's people who've had, you know, severe abdominal pain, vomiting, even people who had major burns victims. And those who may be suffering a stroke or a heart attack.
How are you supposed to drive?
Get an Uber. At the same time. You know, I mean, I broke my ankle very badly just when COVID started. And I phoned 999. It was engaged for 2 hours because everybody then thought we heard a sniffle was calling 999. Right. It was 5 hours on my back with a broken ankle.
Goodness me.
And now I ended up being in hospital for a week because it was so badly damaged during that period. You know, it's crazy to see the degree to which, you know, the ambulance service has been swamped by what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. We've got more coming up on the NHS as well. It's coming up to 6:43 in the morning. I'm Mike Graham. Michael in North Staffordshire says, "Morning, Mike. I think Starmer believes he is the foreign minister and not the Prime Minister, hence he's globe-trotting. If you ask any UK citizen, what is your Prime Minister doing abroad, they won't know. That's a bad sign. Please make it stop, Mike." I can't. I mean, I don't know where he's going to go next. You know, he's already gone to so many different countries. I think he spent something like 3 weeks permanently of his first 5 months as Prime Minister, literally on a plane. Never mind the actual time he spent on the ground in these foreign countries. Absolutely incredible stuff. Went to Samoa, 28 hours there, 28 hours back, 3 days in between. Took him a week. He went to Washington to tell us that Joe Biden was absolutely fine and there was no reason why he couldn't run for president. 2 days later, he wasn't running for president anymore. He went to Germany, where everybody got out of cars and embraced each other warmly. He got out of a car, nobody wanted to talk to him. You know, he then went, where else did he go? Oh, yeah, Azerbaijan, where no other leader of the free world went. You know, what is wrong with this guy? He's now in Saudi Arabia, while Syria is basically on the brink of a revolution. And he's talking about building green, carbon-friendly houses in Newcastle to the Saudi dictators. Incredible stuff. Don't know what to say.
I think he just doesn't want to come back home. I think that's it. Things are so bleak for him here that he wants to go. Maybe he's looking for jobs abroad.
Well, judging by the look on Mrs. Starmer's face when he lit the Christmas tree, I mean, maybe he's in trouble at home. Who knows?